Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call the public hearing for the City of Maple Heights Planning and Zoning Commission for Monday, February 9th. The public hearing is called to order at 6:43. And can you call the roll, please?
Sure. Arnold.
Present.
Yeshi, present. Oskinson.
Present.
Chanette.
Present.
Weber.
Present.
This public hearing was called according to Section 1262.13 of the Codified Ordinances of the City of Maple Heights. If you are an applicant, please remain present until you are called during the regular meeting, which begins after the public hearing, to explain your application. The public hearing is to permit the public to speak in opposition or in favor of an applicant's case. Can you read the first case?
I can. 2015 PZ02, an application from Abraham Ada of Extreme Auto Detailing for approval of a conditional use permit to operate a car wash and detailing business in the Broadway Corridor Zoning District at 17000 Broadway Avenue in the city of Maple Heights, Ohio.
Thank you. Are there any proponents for case 2015 PZ02? Are there any proponents for case 2015 PZ02? Are there any proponents for case 2015 PZ02? Are there any opponents for case 2015 PZ02? Are there any opponents for case 2015 PZ02? Are there any opponents for case 2015 PZ02? Thank you. I'll read the next case.
2015 PZ03, an application from Marquita Hutchins of Weaves Lounge, Inc. for approval of a conditional use permit to operate a bar or tavern in a neighborhood commercial zoning district at 5154 Warrensville Center Road in the city of Maple Heights, Ohio.
Thank you. Are there any proponents for case 2015 PZ03? Are there any proponents for case 2015 PZ03? Are there any proponents for case 2015 PZ03? Are there any opponents for case 2015 PZ03?
Good evening. My name is Richard Trojanski. I'm the District 6 City Councilman for the City of Maple Heights. My address is 5233 Camden Road. I come on before this board to speak on behalf of my constituents and to address this particular applicant. Looking at the police evidence from reports from April of last year through February of this year, there's been 51 service calls for police response regarding activities at this particular lounge, anywhere from assaults, disorderly conducts, auto theft, all types of violence and so forth. And looking at the history of this particular establishment, it's not conducive to the business, and I would ask that this body deny the applicant the conditional permit. We need to be more responsible owners of the businesses that we operate in the city, and you need to take responsibility for the actions that are happening in terms of your business, because they have a detrimental impact on the surrounding community, as well as the businesses surrounding, as well as the people who come to your establishment. And so, looking at the evidence, looking at the service calls, and looking at the past, I don't see that a reason why this applicant should be given their permit to operate this business. I think that there needs to be more serious measures taken to address the issues that are happening inside as well as outside the establishment that affect the community negatively. So I would ask that you vote no for this applicant. Thank you.
Thank you. Again, second, are there any other opponents for case 2015 PZ03? Third time, any opponents for case 2015 PZ03? Okay, thank you. Hearing no others, the public hearing will be closed at 6:47 p.m. I'd like to call the public meeting of the City of Maple Heights Planning and Zoning Commission for Monday, February 9th, 2015 to order at 6:47 p.m. Can you call the roll, please?
Sure. Arnold.
Present.
Yeshi, present. Oskinson.
Present.
Chanette.
Present.
Weber.
Present.
We have no minutes this evening, so we'll go to our first case. Can you read the first case?
Case number 2015-02, an application to planning and zoning for property located at 17000 Broadway Avenue, Abraham Ada, at the request for an approval of a conditional use permit to operate a car wash and detailing business in the Broadway Corridor Zoning District. Code sections 12A2.04F.
Okay, is Abraham present?
I'm his partner, Tim.
Okay.
He's actually sick at home, so.
Okay, if you want to spell your name and address for the record. If you have a card,
First name-
if you have a card, that would be good.
I don't
You don't, all right, then spell your name and address.
Last name is T-S-I-R-A-M-B-I-D-I-S. First name's Tim, T-I-M.
Got that part.
All right.
Thank you. And the address, please?
1700 Broadway.
No, your home address.
Oh, home address, 345 Wilmington Drive. And that's in Broadview Heights. 44147.
Okay, thank you. Can you tell us a little about your plan and what you plan to do with the location?
We currently have an existing detailing shop in the Parma area. We've been there for 7 years. And a couple of our dealers also have franchise dealerships here in the Bedford Heights area. And just talking to one of my friends about expanding this area. He owns the building where Family Dollar is, and he said he had a warehouse place in the back, and we want to start putting a detail shop in there. We're going to put a photo booth in there to take some pictures of the vehicles. A lot of people are doing online photos now, and a simple wash with interior cleaning and exterior work.
So are these going to be for dealerships that are in the area?
Majority of our work is for dealerships, but we do also do residential work. We've just updated our website, so we're hoping that we'll get more residential work also. Our business right now is roughly 70% commercial and 30% residential.
Bobby, your questions?
I don't have any questions.
Christian?
You're sharing the parking lot with Dollar General?
I believe it's Family Dollar.
Family Dollar,
My friend's lot he's got the lot up front, if you're looking at, it looks like an L, and then there's a parking lot next to it. That's where we're going to actually be using, because we have 3 employees, and then my partner A will be there full time, and I'll be back and forth. So there's, I believe, I'm not going to tell you 100% because there was tons of snow when I had to do the measurements for the parking lot to the side, but there was roughly, I believe, 18 spots or 17 spots on the side. Our vehicles will be coming in through the front. There's a garage door right up front, and then there's one leaving the side street. I don't know, it's Bowers maybe? Is it Bowers? So the vehicles will be leaving from there and then heading out to...
So they wouldn't be leaving through the parking lot?
No,
They'll be leaving on the street?
correct. They'll be coming in
Through the parking lot?
through the parking lot, which is not off of Broadway. There's that other side street.
Atlas.
Yeah. So they'll be coming in through there, going to that door, getting washed right up front there. That's where we have the drain, and then...
So basically what you're saying is those 18 spots that are utilized for your employees that you say you have 4 of, you're not going to be utilizing those for these wash cars, correct?
Correct. As soon as the vehicle comes in, it'll go indoors, and then when it's done, it leaves. So unless we have a customer's vehicle, which will wait inside, we have room on
So
the
just
other
so we're clear, where are they being washed and cleaned?
side. They're being washed and cleaned inside the physical building.
Okay.
Yes.
We had some concerns with the drainage and where the water is going to run off to, especially during winter hours.
Yes.
That we don't want any kind of accidents.
Yeah, nothing
Ice
outside.
damming
Correct.
or anything like that.
Yeah.
There's a big drain inside, right?
There is 2 drains inside. Yes, correct. It looks like it was set up for that because it's kind of angled where the drain is right now. But we're also going to build a cement curb and kind of lift it up a little bit just so the water doesn't go into the rest of the building, just in case it's a larger vehicle.
No further questions.
Questions?
Are you currently operating a business there now?
No. We We've been in there, I think Mike was gonna do a printing, he owns a printing company, so years ago he's gonna put a printing company. There was cars, there's tires in there, so we've been cleaning, we put a dumpster outside already and just cleaning out the shop. Went down the street to try and get rid of some of the tires, there's a tire shop next door. Just stuff like that, just kind of updating it, cobwebs, stuff like that, yeah.
You don't anticipate having an overflow such that it would take over Family Dollar's?
Building?
Yeah, or issue?
No, we're not that, I think Mike's got a large lease with Family Dollar, I don't think you would want them to leave. First, it's nice to have 2 grounds from him, I would imagine, yeah.
I think what he was trying to ask is if you guys are gonna be sharing the parking lot.
Oh, no.
If you guys get the overflow.
Yeah. Well, if we do ever need vehicles to be stored, that Family Dollar doesn't even use that one that's to the side there, across the street. But we don't, that would be a great anticipation to utilize that for sure. But as of right now, I don't see that happening in the near future.
Are you planning some signage, or are you just,
Yeah, we haven't really looked into it 100%, but if you're looking to the front from Broadway, we have the garage door. Here, there's a man door to the left. We just want to put a sign there because we don't want people walking through there because that's really where the wash area is going to be. So that's why we're not 100% keen on the residential part. We haven't figured that out. So it would just...
So you're not open to the public? You'd just be open to the car dealers in the area?
For right now, yeah, because those are our guaranteed work that we have. The public's really going to be more going to Parma. We have a Parma store for vehicles, and then we have a Brooklyn store that we have semis, but we wouldn't be doing any semis. Oh, that's too small anyways.
I think you guys covered the questions I had. Yeah. So he answered them already, I won't bore him asking again. Yes. You want me to write that in? All washing to occur inside?
And I like the fact that he brought us the semis, maybe no semis. Well, I know that a lot of trucks go down that road. And it is a big trucking area right there, especially with the depot right there.
I mean, if the building was larger, taller, we might have considered it, but you can't even get them in there.
It's a single door.
No, I saw it.
Okay, then I'd like to make a motion for approval of the conditional...
I'm not an opponent or a proponent here, but I came down concerned as to how would this place be utilized. And some of the questions that you're asking, I have a problem with also.
Who are you? Yeah. That's how we had the public hearing?
My name is Major Smith. I'm a homeowner, the home adjacent to this facility.
That's how we,
And I've been there for 50 years.
Okay.
And I've gone through the sports furniture, car, motorcycles,
Can I have your address, please,
and also
sir?
5628 Adams Avenue. And the way that he described it, it's difficult to visualize the operation being as he said it would be, in that the lot for the Family Dollar, actually it encompasses the entrance to the facility.
That's correct.
And you have an entrance on Harrison from the other end.
Is that what it is? It's Harrison.
Harrison from the other end of the building. And the entrance to the, from the Adams side, you have somewhat of a dock, a higher level in there.
They are both go straight in.
They both go straight
Yeah,
in?
they both drive straight in.
the entrance is from the parking lot of the dollar store. It floods. It's floods for every year. And I was just concerned, exactly how the operation would be. But like I say, I'm not a proponent or an opponent. I want you to get it in there because I want to get some detail work. That'll reduce.
I don't know, depends on what all turns out today.
That's what I said. I think that there's really looking into because
Well, sir, it would be subject to the city engineer and the fire department and the building department. So if things aren't according to what the building department, the fire department, and engineer would say, then he wouldn't be allowed to be there. So it's going to get inspected before anything would happen.
okay.
Appreciate it.
Okay,
Thank you.
hope you come. I
Thank you
didn't
for
need
your
to-
comments.
So then I'd like to make a motion for approval of a conditional use permit to operate a car wash and detailing business in the Broadway Corridor Overlay Zoning District at 17000 Broadway Avenue, subject to the following conditions: that all vehicles are to be cleaned indoors only, no outdoor
Correct.
washing permitted. Subject to the approval of the city engineer.
Especially in front of that door, where it floods.
Yes. Subject to the city engineer approval, fire department approval, and building department approval.
Second.
Okay, will you call the roll?
Sure. Mr. Arnold?
Yes.
Diakinyeshu, yes. Ostenson?
Yes.
Jeanette?
Yes.
Weber?
Yes.
Good luck.
Thank you. You guys should definitely bring it back for discount. Everybody.
Can't take you up on it.
One thing that would be helpful if you find out who your council person is, keep them informed of what you're doing.
Yeah, definitely. We want to do like some landscaping on the side that we want to do.
Yes,
So-
talk to your council, find your council person and bring them over and let them know what's going on there.
Keep the original, Kathy?
Yes.
They can put it
Get the
there.
yellow copy.
First step, I could call the building department.
Yeah, I'll work with them.
Get
Okay.
from them
Yeah.
first,
Awesome. I'm all done?
You're all done?
Awesome. Great. Have a good day. Or good evening.
You too.
Oh, okay, there's your council person.
Oh.
You don't have to go that far. Okay, do you want to read the next case, please?
Case number 2015 PC03, application of planning and zoning for property located at 5154 Warrensville Center Road, Marquita Hutchins of Weaves Lounge, a request for approval of a conditional use permit to operate a bar or tavern in a neighborhood commercial zoning district. Code section 127804D.
Okay, is Marquita Hutchins here?
Mr. Chairman, if I may, my name is Dave Maddy, and I'm here representing the Weavers. If I may make an introductory statement to you, and then we have evidence to support our application. I do have Michael and Marquita Weaver with me, the operators of Weaves Lounge, and I also have Jonah Scheinbaum, the owner of the property.
Okay, you want to
Do you have a business
you're in the
card?
card or?
Yes.
you're in the-
Thank you.
I always feel welcome when I return home. My first 26 years were spent on Elmwood Avenue in Maple Heights in your town. I'm here tonight with Mark Morong of my office. I'd like to make a few introductory comments to the Planning Commission, Mr. Chairman. We were retained in late December, early January of this year, and in working with your staff, we have attempted to compile information which we would request that you seriously consider the granting of the conditional use permit here this evening. I understand that you did have a caucus earlier, and Mr. Austenson, that is a public caucus. You cannot have a private caucus.
That's why the door is open.
Correct. but the comment you made to me was not correct.
Well, there's a public hearing up here right before,
Correct.
so that's why you were asking about the public
But
hearing.
I do want to make sure that the commission understands that we are here with a Maple Heights family, with a Maple Heights resident who wants to continue a Maple Heights business. And what we've attempted to do in the last 40 to 45 days is compile information and begin a process of showing you that these operators do want to operate this facility differently than it's been operated before. I understand the police chief's concerns about the bars in the city of Maple Heights. I understand the police chief's concern about being a responder to the bars in Maple Heights. But we are trying to set up both a security protocol and a business plan and an operation which has been different than what has existed in the past. And if you would, we would ask your consideration of what we submit to you this evening. I understand what your code does say as a conditional use permit. I have been a municipal lawyer for the municipalities in the area for 34 years, and I would ask that you give this due consideration because it is important. I would also ask that the councilman who spoke consider his position, because as council is the appellate body in this, he may have an issue as it relates to being a witness and also what I would call an appellate judge as it relates to this matter if we have to appeal to council. So what I would ask for is open-mindedness, and please listen. The weather has caused us some problems, but we are in process with what we have filed with you, and hopefully that will come out through this hearing. I would ask at this time that you permit Mr. Morong of my office to present the plans that we presented, that we wish to present this evening. Thank you.
Thank you for your time. I will try to be as brief as possible, but I first want to thank Ms. Unger. I know she's not here tonight, but when we first submitted our application to you, we had a what I'll call preliminary site plan, the application, the filing fee, and I drafted a brief memo on the 126212 conditional use code section. In discussion with her and in discussion with my clients, Michael is a family man and wants to make a good run at it. And I do appreciate the comments from the councilman, because Michael is a very responsible business owner, and I'm going to show you what we've tried to accomplish here in the last 45 days. I have a packet for all of you. Now I will go through the packet piece by piece, so you don't need to review it at this time. I'll go through the entire thing with you to show you what Michael has done here to try to be a upstanding member of your community and a responsible business owner. The site plan that we submitted to you, we amended. We amended it on January 28th. On the site plan, we amended it to show 10 exterior lights, 7 in the parking lot, as Ms. Unger had requested, and then there are 3 lights in the front. Also, what we've done that the prior owners of establishments at this residence at 5154 Warrensville Center Road, the Legacy Lounge, the Lux Lounge, did not have, is we are in the process of and have installed some security cameras. As of today, we have 8 security cameras inside the establishment that are operational. We have 3 cameras installed on the outside, 3 more to go. The wiring is done. Jonah Scheinbaum, who is the owner of the property, has told me that within the next 2 weeks, the other 3 cameras will be installed and will be operational. Apparently, it's a weather-related issue. It needs to be warm enough to install them. Unfortunately, that's not my bailiwick, so we will have it done within the next 2 weeks. If you can turn to what I presented you in the packet, we've tried to explain to you a little bit about the business and how the business will be different from bars and lounges at that establishment. You'll see we're open Thursday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 2 a.m. We have installed, and I understand the chief's concerns with security and incidents at the establishment. What we're trying to do is establish a protocol not only internally, but as far as externally, to help aid the police department in what they do. You'll note that everyone who is entering the establishment as a patron will come through the front door. They are checked for ID. We have a security wand that is used. They're checked for weapons. There is a no weapons sign posted, and we have a no weapons policy. The other thing that Weaves Lounge is now doing that the prior establishments did not do, and I think it was also encouraged by Ms. Unger, was we do supply food. Cheerios Catering prepares food off-site, brings it into the establishment, and it is served. Attached to the first document in your packet, the business plan, is the Cheerios menu to show you an example of what is being sold currently at Weaves Lounge. We wanted to explain to you our bartenders and our bartender policy. Daily, there are 3 to 4 bartenders on staff. They check identification. They also are not allowed to consume any alcohol. And if they are found to be drinking, they'll be subject to internal discipline, including potential termination. We also wanted to address for the police department and general public's concerns our intoxicated persons policy. You'll see in here in the 3rd paragraph that the bartenders are trained on notifying when someone is overly intoxicated. They will be served water and coffee. The manager on duty will be notified, and we'll try to ensure their safe passage off the premises. I'm sorry. If they did come with a safe driver, if not, a taxi cab will be called for them. We also, on the bottom of the business plan, we have our capacity limits and closing policy, detailing to you how the night should end, should everything go well, as far as if the capacity is over limit, doors will be locked, and it's fully detailed for you in here. Next, we have a security policy. This is something that we are implementing through new security guards. You can see on the security policy, we have an off-duty police officer whose bonding paperwork, I'm told by Michael, will be delivered and paid for tomorrow. We don't yet have the bond sufficiently on with the city, but we are planning on doing that tomorrow. The names of the other security officers and security guards are there. The security guards will be there during peak business hours. They will wear security shirts so they can be easily identified, and they're there to assist in the orderly running of the bar. And to get to the security cameras, we're outlaying significant money to install the security cameras, roughly $4,000 of total cost to install and operate them. We're hopeful in the next 2 weeks, if you so give us the time, that all security cameras will be working, including the outside. The other important thing with the security cameras and with our security guards, and I'll go over it more, is that we will provide access to the footage and assist the Maple Heights Police in anything they need to do as far as investigations inside and outside. If you look at the bottom of the security protocol, we have a specific protocol for an incident inside the establishment. It takes you through what our security guards will do, when they'll call the police, how they will handle the situation. And again, Michael and the security guards will fully cooperate with the police, helping them limit crime. So I'm not really here to discuss the past incidents. I want to show you what we're trying to do moving forward. Michael wants to be an active participant and a good business owner. He is a local resident, and we feel we'd like to have a nice working relationship with the police department because order and good behavior is good for business. We're not looking for any of these incidents to happen, and we're trying to prevent everything going forward, and Michael's doing his best to do that. Also in your packet, you'll have the surrounding business hours of the rest of the strip mall. You'll see that none of the other businesses are open in the evenings, Thursday through Saturday. We have 45 parking spaces behind the facility. The next page you'll see we have a parking agreement with a apartment building on Clare Ave to provide overflow parking. To date, we haven't had any issue with parking, but should we have the need for extra spaces. There is an email agreement showing for overflow parking.